Fateh. So, as we've got friends and colleagues joining us from various parts, um, I thought we would look at today informed consent. You know, do we? Who do you think owns your life? Who has the right to your life? A question that I think every individual can ask for themselves. Who has the right over you? Who has the right over your life? Is it any third person? Can it be anyone else apart from you? So we know innately, we know within ourselves that our innate sense tells us that life is ours to determine. So now we are faced with a situation where something is being enforced on individuals, in people that don't necessarily have the information and the life experience to judge what is viable and what is a fabricated story. A whole group of young people who are now going to be exposed to something that is irreversible. As a society is judged on only two things. This is how history will look at us. How did we treat our children, and how did we treat our aged population? That's it. That's the determinant. And if we allow those people who have lived and known about something called thalidomide, a very powerful medicine that was provided to women who were pregnant, and the consequences of that was phenomenal. And that was something that may have been tested to a degree. And here we are now approaching a situation in which we have young people being able to be coerced, incentivized by doner kebabs, incentivized by money, incentivized. When have you been incentivized to take something that's irreversible? When? Do you think the motives are for you and me because we are looked after? I mean, surely we must be able to see this. And if we can't, then we are walking into a nightmare. That's all there is to it. If we can't, we're walking into a nightmare. So today I was saying, look, there's chaos that's underway and it's starting to bubble up, becoming increasingly evident what's going on, increasingly evident. So words like mandatory, words like compulsory, words like no jobs, words like no benefits, fear-inducing words show someone is panicking. Someone is panicking. And that can't be introduced because you don't have the resources. So if we as a population can see that and can work with it, then I think we can help ourselves out of the crisis we are creating simply by ignoring what's in front of us. And in this belief that things will be all right, I'll wait for it. So we have now a choice in this process because the war that is currently underway is the war of the mind. It's not the kinetic war of the body. We've evolved. So now we've evolved where we use technology, psychological technology, in order to incapacitate or create a casualty. So before, you used to shoot you or stab you or bomb you. Now they don't have to do that. They just use the platform you're hooked on in order to give you the message that needs to be done. So we become internally caught up in a drama, a psychodrama that becomes our reality. And this reality is then perpetuated, maintained, enforced, perpetuated, maintained, forced, and that becomes something that we got drawn into. So we are coming to a point in which we need to discern that, all right, how can I avoid two things? How can I avoid being a casualty? Number one. And two, what can I do? Because it's an information psychological war, and I will use that word, it's informational. The information you can choose to ignore. The fear language you can choose to ignore. You can choose to ignore the weapon. And that's the beauty of the psychological weapon. That here, the one who is targeted has the choice to do something about that which is being weaponized. Weapons of media deception, WMDs. And the message deceives us, keeps us in this. So that's the message. If we learn to recognize, number one, that there is something going on that's inducing fear, do I need to get caught in this? So don't jump to conclusions with what you see. That's the first thing. So we don't get caught up in that drama. The second thing is, what can I do in order to contribute? Well, what I can do is I can speak my truth. I can be who I am. Try and live a life in which I enhance life. I try not to live in fear. I create a new reality because this is where we're at. We're in the space in which, as humanity, you are seeing it around you. We need to create a new way of living because the old lot have betrayed you, all of us. The medical system, the government, the financial, the whole thing's been a con. You know it and I know it, including the religions, right? So time to just think, all right, you know what? Can't fight that stuff. Don't need to. It's just so 19th century. It's just another age. It's just so out of sync now. We need the new paradigm, and the more we go into our new paradigm, the more we look at it with a sense of an attitude in which we have positivity, but we also see what's going on. Keep your head on a swivel and make sure you're all connected as you are. You have small groups, people who know what they're doing. It's important to be of support to one another. So if we're talking about health, one of the key components of health is having that social network. But of course, with your regular understanding of transmission and hygiene and all that kind of stuff. So the message for today is this. Informed consent is critical before you take a choice or you make a choice that's irreversible. Because the consequences, especially when the consequences are not known. Especially when the consequences are not known. And enforcing children into moving into a space in which they can be introduced to a situation in which is irreversible could have as significant an impact, if not greater, than something like thalidomide, because it's untested. So informed consent, as much information as possible, is important to recognize. As much information, side effects, contraindications, syndromes, find as much as possible so you have informed consent. Because through knowledge, we have power, and through knowledge, we liberate. So we use knowledge in the information war in order to arm ourselves with the right knowledge. And we have to move away from anything that censors something means they've got something to hide, right? Unless it's adult or sensitive, it doesn't make any sense. The freedom of thought, so move into situations where you have freedom of thought. Don't go towards things that offend you. It's very simple. Life offends people. Dead people offend live people, people who are alive. What are you going to do with this? It's just the way it is, right? So we can choose that attitude and create a situation in which we become informants of that we can make, or those who can make an informed choice. So life, only you have your sovereignty upon it. Only you are sovereign to how you live or die, right? You choose. You choose how you want to die. You choose how you want to live. And you don't give this right to another. And that's the critical thing, informed choice. We are risking giving children or young people who may not have appreciated the value of that sovereignty as yet to that which is irreversible. So that's really where I'm coming from today, making informed choice. Okay, shall we do our meditation? Excellent. So as usual, we allow ourselves to take a posture in which we are comfortable. Our eyes are closed. Our mouth is relaxed and closed if you wish. And you allow the breath to move in and move out. And as your next breath, becoming aware of the body as a whole. Notice your posture. See if you can get a form of your body, the outline. Become a little bit more aware of the as you breathe in, bringing your focus now to the chair or the floor you're on. And allow your body to relax, be supported. Notice the ground beneath you. Locating yourself in the space of here and now. So the ground beneath you is the one that can hold you. Becoming aware of the environment you're in, the space that surrounds you. The warmth. That allows you to sit in comfort. This is the only space you can occupy. Can't be anywhere else. Recognizing that. And as you move to your breath, knowing that this breath that you're taking in now can only be taken from that air that's in front of you. And the out breath can only go out in the environment in front of you. locating yourself. Bringing your focus back to the chair or the floor you're on, and then becoming aware of your hips. And as we move towards a quick body scan, all we're doing is just taking a note of what's going on, sensing our body as best we can. From our hips, we move down to our thighs. Notice your knees. And as you move down towards your ankle and your feet, taking note of any sensation that's dominant. No judgment. Notice that your back is straight and upright. Shoulders are relaxed. And as you breathe in, bring your focus up your back towards your middle back. Pausing for a few moments. Move up towards your shoulder blades. Moving to your shoulders. Move down to your elbows. Towards your wrists. Notice the palms of your hands. Notice your fingers. Bringing your focus to your eyes. Notice the darkness. As you breathe out, allow this part of the body to relax. Moving your focus now to your mouth. Notice your tongue. Notice the sensations within your mouth. And as you breathe out, allow your face to relax. Holding your focus now just beneath your nose, allowing the breath to move in and out of your body. And on your next breath in, bringing your focus to your body as best as you can. Sensing the whole body as best as you can. Notice if there's any dominant sensations. And now checking our inner environment, bringing your focus to any thoughts you may be having. Moving your focus towards your chest. Notice how you feel. Is there a feeling that you can identify? Do you feel settled? Do you feel unsettled? Do you feel at peace? Do you feel agitated? And then on your next breath out, expanding your awareness, begin to listen to all the sounds around you. Opening yourself to the sounds which are close to you, sounds which are further away from you. Gently bring your focus just beneath your nose. Begin to notice your breath moving in, moving out of your body. See if you can bring your focus to the two ends of your breath. Noticing when the in-breath begins, notice the stop, and then moving back out. Notice the stop. Stay with your breath. If you find you've been thinking about something, distracted from your breath, notice what you were thinking. Bring your focus back to your breath. Begin to follow your out breath, noticing exactly when it finishes. And as you do so, allow your body to relax a little bit further, allowing you to move deeper and deeper into this moment. Simply by holding your focus on your breath. Stay with your breath. Following your out breath all the way to the end. Stay with your breath. As you notice your breath, begin to notice the different qualities. Does your breath feel long or does it feel short? You are alert, yet you're relaxed. Does your breath feel light or does it feel heavy? Stay with your breath. Holding your focus as best as you can. Notice how the breath feels. Does it feel smooth? Does it feel rough? The longer you stay with breath, holding your focus, the deeper you immerse in the moment. Almost becoming your breath. Where the awareness and the breath are not separate. Stay with your breath. Does your breath have a sound? Total devotion to listen to the sound of your breath. Allow your focus to penetrate deep, listening. Does the in-breath sound the same as the out-breath? Stay with your breath. Trying to listen to the breath as it comes in. Try to listen to the breath as it goes out as best as you can. Just the act of listening allows the awareness to be refined. Razor-like following the sound of the breath. And on your next breath out, opening all the sounds and noises around you, including the noise, the sound of your breath. That's your anchor. Open to all the sounds around you. Listen, the more you hear. No commentary, simply listening. Using the sound of the bell to sharpen the listening. Notice the stillness, the silence, This is your essence beyond our sensations. We expand into awareness. Paying attention to our experience. Notice how you feel. Bringing your focus just beneath your nose again. And just sitting with your breath. Sitting in this moment in silence. Sharing this silence. Stay with your breath. Stay with the moment. And now moving from that inner space to the physical. As you breathe out, expand your awareness, become aware of your body as best as you can. Bring your focus to wherever you're sitting or lying on. Notice the sensations in your body. Notice you can sense your thighs. Move down towards your ankles. Sensing your feet. And sensing the soles of your feet. Notice how still and silent the body feels. Notice that the back is straight and upright. Shoulders, arms, and hands are relaxed and comfortable. Eyes are still closed, mouth is still closed, and your face is relaxed. Coming back to your breath. And now as the breath comes in, you can sense your body. As the breath goes out, you sense your body. Holding on to that calmness, but having awareness of the body. When you hear the next bell, use this bell to draw a few deep breaths in, and in your own good time, opening your eyes.